I don't even know where to start this one. This has nothing to do with the Haunted Cottage series, but I'm not a superstitious person, right? Not really. We do know those, like, common superstitions. Don't walk under a lamppost, don't walk on the three drains, don't walk under a ladder, all of that sort of stuff. Don't put your umbrella up inside. Listen, I don't care about that, right? I'll do all of those. But there is one that's now, I know about it, and when I tell you, you're gonna know I know about it. But I guess I was, it's my fridge again. Great timing. I guess I was naive into believing that this type of house wouldn't be affected. So basically, again, I don't really know how to start this, but we all know the saying, or most of us should know the saying, that mirrors are portals. Okay, whether that means to another dimension or over to the other side or, help, I don't know. But I've heard multiple times that mirrors are portals, and I have lived in a haunted house where I've experienced this firsthand to be a very weird situation that happened. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'd like to know what I'm talking about, I'll link the video down below and it will play after this one. But for those of you who have watched my series, this has nothing to do with that house. This is a situation that has happened over the last literal couple of days, right? Literally couple of days. And it's either a massive coincidence or mirrors are portals, and you don't have to live in a haunted house in order to be affected if you leave it by an outside door or wall. Because basically, I have this little mirror here, which used to sit on my windowsill, which is directly behind you guys. Okay, so I have a window right here, windowsill there, which obviously leads to the outside. Well, I've lived here for 3 years, and for the last year, I guess, I've had my mirror on that windowsill because I'll just bring my makeup bag here and I'm so lazy, basically. I do a lot of work here, so if I can spend as less time moving as possible, that's great. So I'll pick up my mirror from here and I'll get my makeup bag and I'll put my mirror here and I'll start doing it and I'll pop it back, right? Well, again, I'm not superstitious, but let me just tell you of a few things that has happened. I'm gonna have to give you context, right? So I don't even know where to go with this, right? So let's just be honest. As soon as I moved the mirror, okay, because I moved the mirror a couple of days ago, I don't know why. I think I was thinking about doing the new episode, and then I thought about the mirror and I looked and I was like, oh, that's actually on an outside wall. And I guess I moved it, okay? So what happened after I moved that mirror, I can only explain to you as a series of wins. And I'm not used to this. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna run down a couple of examples that have happened, but I need to give you context. Okay, so it's so weird. This video is so weird. So please stay with me. I hope you're with me here. So for the last 2 years, I have been going out to an area of a field or something like that with Marley to walk the dog, to go and, I know what you're going to think, but I will explain it, to go and collect ladybirds in this jar. Okay, so this is the jar that I would use. It has little air holes, right? And I would have a little dipstick. Okay, and there's an area that I used to go to, right, 2 years ago, because I'm going to input a photo. Bam. Here, look at the date. Okay, 2 years ago. I used to go and collect ladybirds because I had a real bad situation, I still do, with aphids, particularly on my rose bush. And if you don't know, ladybirds, these little fuckers, an adult ladybird can eat up to 50 aphids a day, right? So they are just perfect they're beneficial insects, right? You really want to have ladybirds into your garden if you don't want all the other horrible pests eating your plants. So I went and collected these ladybirds, right, 2 years ago. Now, I did that last year as well, but I wasn't as successful. I wasn't as it's just the pennies just dropped. I'm sorry. I don't script these. I said last year. How long did I have it there? Anyway, so last year wasn't as successful. so I didn't get as many as you saw in that picture. I'm just going to throw it up again so you can see there's quite a few little ladybirds in there, right? Well, last year wasn't successful at all. I think I got like 2 or 3, so no, wasn't great. Bear in mind, this was probably the second trip as well. I'd also gone and got a load more as well, so this is like the second trip. So first of all, loads of ladybirds, needed to get them, couldn't get them last year. Well, those of you who know, I've planted a like a flower bed. Maybe I'll insert a picture as I'm talking here. This is the new flower bed that I've planted very recently, and upon just sort of looking at the plants and, you know, tending to them and making sure that everything's okay, something caught my eye. And as I looked, I saw that it was this little black and red insect, and I'm very well aware of what that insect was, and it was a baby ladybird. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a baby ladybird. Yes, there's going to be a ladybird here to help the plant. And I was so excited. And then I saw something else move. Oh my gosh, there's another baby ladybird. I counted 6 baby ladybirds on all of my plants. When I tell you, I have never had baby ladybirds around here. Clearly, because I had to go and collect adult ones. All of a sudden, now I've got 6 baby ladybirds that are in my garden that help. I literally saw it eating an aphid as well. I couldn't believe it, right? This little ladybird was going into the actual bud, because normally they like go around the leaf and under the leaf and everything like that. No, this one was trying to get itself into the bud. And I'm like, what's it doing? What's it doing? So I'm sitting there. I must look like an absolute crazy woman to all the neighbours, because I'm there just leaning over my plant watching this little baby ladybird, right? And what it did is it literally went into that little bud, and its little teeth grabbed it, came out, and I saw it munching on that aphid. And oh my God, the feeling that I got. There's a butterfly just outside my window. What is going on? Sorry, I can't even complete this. What is happening? So that's just one example, right? Super excited about having baby ladybirds in my garden that I've never been able to have for 2 years, but now they're here and I don't have to collect them. Okay, fine, move on. Could be coincidence. Cool. The next one. I've had my Starlet GT car, which is an old school Japanese import, in a storage facility for the last 4 years, okay? And I've been paying £25 a month for the last 4 years, great price, I know, to keep this car in storage, in a locked garage and storage, right? Recently, I've said that I wanted to get that car out and I want to sell it because I'm not going to use it anymore. I want to invest that money and I want to put it into something good. So I've been talking to the people that own the storage to get it out. And cut a long story short, it should be coming out very recently. I mean, it should have come out very recently, but it didn't. It's going to come out soon. However, I got a message from the lady that owns the garage and the storage unit, and basically she said to me, I'll read it to you because I've got a terrible memory. So she said to me, on Monday the 21st of April, okay, very important, Monday the 21st of April, hi, do you have an update on the unit, please? We haven't received April 17th payment, and now it's gone over the 17th. You've now gone into next month's payment, so the 17th of May will also need to be paid. Okay? Now, she sent this at the exact time that I was dealing with Marley. So it wasn't greatly received by me, but I'd calmed down and realised she doesn't know this. You know, she doesn't know this. It's just a universal thing that she's decided to say this at this point where I'm like fucking freaking out about my dog, yeah? So I say, hello, sorry, I've been dealing with my 15-and-a-half-year-old elderly Shih Tzu. He's had an episode due to the stroke he had in July, so it's been quite a rough one over the last week. I'm very sorry that I haven't had my mind on anything else other than keeping him comfortable as much as possible until the inevitable happens. I'll get it sorted. Due to the bank holiday, I've not been paid yet. Don't worry, I'll pay both payments. She said that's absolutely fine, just wanted to double check what was happening with Easter holes and the half term. I'd not realised we'd gone into the next month either. So then on that Friday, when I did get paid, I sent her a message and I said, hey, just letting you know, I'll pay the outstanding money at 4 p.m, as that's when Monzo pays me. Monzo paid me for 14, Friday the 25th of April. Hello, the £50 has been paid to cover last month's and this month's payment where it crept in. Thank you again. I've cancelled the standing order, so once we have the car out, possibly next weekend, I've already spoken to Nathan, then you can re-let the lease out. And she said, perfect, thank you. But where does this come in, right? So the other day, again, after something was moved, I went through my bank statements, and for some reason, it turns out that I actually did pay £25 on the 15th of April. So 2 days before she'd sent me that message, I believe. Did I say the 17th? 21st. 21st of April. I'd sent it on the 15th. So I sent a message, right? I said, hello, I'm just looking through my bank statements. It shows that I made a payment on the 15th of April. Are you able to check and just make sure it was received by you? As I think I may have paid for April again. I said, I'm not sure, but I sent you £50 to cover it. But I see that the £25 has already been paid on the 15th of April. Of course, I can provide a bank statement if needed. I just thought I'd ask in case I'm out of money. But it's very possible that I'm not, because my mind's not been in the right place. Okay. So I also was doubting myself and thinking, well, did I owe it? Did I not? I don't know. Within 2 minutes, I get a message back. I've just double checked, and yes, we have received it now too. Not sure what happened there, as it wasn't showing when I text sorry. Do you want to give me your bank details and I'll refund you? Sorry. So all of a sudden now, I've got my £25 back because I overpaid without realising and then looking through my bank statements. Within a minute of her telling me this exact message, I get a cha-ching on my phone for an order in Germany for a Christmas jumper. In May. What? So it went from having like nothing and things going a little bit rocky to here's £25 back and here's an order in Germany for a Christmas jumper. That happened like literally right after each other. Okay, so there's that situation, another little W, right? The other little W that happened was I've been needing some pallets to put on my vegetable crop. Basically, you know that I do these containers and I put them on top of pallets. Well, I've used all my pallets, so I needed to get some, right? But I just haven't actively been looking online or whatever to go and get them. Anyway, cut a long story short, Saturday just gone, there was a little yard sale event in a town near me from 9:30 till 2:30. So I rocked up at about 11 a.m. and basically it was just like houses that were doing yard sales, and you'd go to the village hall and you'd get like a map of where all the houses that are doing the yard sale are, and then people would just go around, right? Okay, so I was going around, basically couldn't find anything that I wanted. And then there was a house around a corner that was actually incorrectly on the map. The house number was number 9, but it actually said on the map number 7. So I was like, well, it says number 9. Well, it says number 7, sorry, but then it says number 9. Like, I was really confused. Anyway, I decided to walk up the road anyway, where I saw somebody who basically saw that I was confused and said, it's down there, love. So I said, thank you very much. And I went down there, and the first thing I saw were 2 pallets for free. You can't write this. So there's the other W win. Another thing which has just popped into my mind, and I know it's super, super weird and random, but again, I have to tell you these like random coincidence little W's. So I was in the petrol station, and I'm a Whisper girl, very, very much like Whisper. Don't really eat any other chocolate bar. And they've gone up in price now, especially in the garages. So one Whisper bar was £1.49. Okay, so I looked in my purse, I had £3 in change and plus the extra for the milk or whatever I needed. So I picked up 2 bars, £1.49, and I gave it to her. She charged me for the milk correctly, and then I looked at it and she said like how much it was. And I looked and was like, that's not right. And she looked at me being confused and said, and I looked at, and I went, they say £1.49. And she was like, it's come up as £1. It had £2 for both of them, right? £1 each. And I was like, okay. So I slyly picked up another one, put it on there. That one was £1.49. But I ended up getting 3 for like less cost. She can work it out either, right? Why? Why did those 2 come up at £1 when they were meant to be £1.49? This isn't like a little, you know, village-run shop where they can get it wrong. No, this is like a well-known petrol station that it's not BP, but it is still a well-known petrol station that you go into that they're not going to have the price wrong, especially since the other one was £1.49. I don't know. So I literally was like, it's my lucky day. And she was like, I don't know. And she was so confused. I was so confused, but I just took my chocolate bar and my milk and then left. There is another thing that I can't even remember, but basically the moral of this is, as soon as I moved that damn mirror, things started getting like better. I started getting wins, and my house is not haunted. And I obviously stupidly just thought like, oh yeah, haunted houses just, it doesn't matter, you know, you can't put a mirror on an outside wall in a haunted house, but if you're in a new house and it's not haunted, it don't matter. And well, I'm here to tell you right now, as soon as I move that, these wins, I can't tell you. I literally can't tell you what has happened, how it's happened, but the way that things have happened universally since that has been moved is either the biggest coincidence ever, right? But this is why I wanted to give you context with the fact that 2 years, 6 baby ladybirds. What? I wanted pallets. There they are. Chocolate, Whisper, my favourite chocolate bar. Oh yeah, you can have it cheaper. Oh yeah, no, we did. You have paid our money. We need to give you 25 quid back. Bam, there's a sale in Germany. Like, things, honestly, it's just been so weird. So I'm here to tell you, I've got to end it now because it's just getting far too long. And I am going to do the video for the haunted cottage to come out as well. So please move your mirror if it's on an outside wall. And what I mean by an outside wall is literally, right, this wall, yeah, goes to the outside. You can see, yeah, that the doors are here. That window where the mirror was leads outside, okay? Here, where my picture caricature of me is and the Thailand elephant, that does not lead to an outside wall, okay? So now, this sits under there. Now this goes over here, right? I don't care about getting up anymore. I don't care about having things conveniently placed around me anymore. No. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Very random indeed, but I just can't deny these little things that have happened, and I really wanted to come out and tell you this because, again, I just thought that it was haunted houses that must be having these issues, but no. Move your mirror if it's on an outside wall, yeah, and see if things get better. Please let me know. Come back to this video. If you're still with me, oh my God, it's like been 15 minutes probably by now. If you're still with me, thank you for a start, but also, fun little experiment. If you do have a mirror on an outside wall and you're able to move it for a week. Just see if things change. Just see. Because again, I'm not superstitious, but let me tell you, my life has changed very weirdly for the better since that's been moved. So yeah, thank you. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Appreciate it. Goodbye.